Then he says, I've been in labor and hardship. I've spent many sleepless nights preaching the gospel. I've been hungry and thirsty and traveling. Sometimes there's not enough food to eat, or the food you get is not hygienic. No clean water to drink. And sometimes without food. And in cold seasons and in exposure to the weather. And apart from all these external things, he says, finally, I'll tell you the biggest burden of all. The pressure on me when I'm concerned about what's happening in this church and what's happening in that church and what's happening in the other church. He says, all the others are not bothered. They're just sitting in one church. He says, I've got responsibility for so many churches, and I'm always concerned what's happening here and what's happening there and what's in there. And it's daily. Imagine a man who's got daily pressure. Not just concern, a pressure on his heart because of concern for all the churches. He says, that's what I boast about. And if somebody's weak in some church, I feel weak also. And if somebody falls into sin, verse 29 in some church, I'm concerned. Now listen to this man saying to us, what did we read? Follow me. Can you follow him? I read this and I say, Lord, where in the world can I follow you? Follow Paul. And he's following Christ. It can so discourage us. But here's the encouragement. He's not saying be like me or have my ministry. No, that would discourage us. Or suffer like I did. I've never suffered like that. But what does it mean? It's like a man who is walking or running a huge race, not a marathon race of 26 miles, but thousands of miles. From being born again to becoming like Christ completely is a huge race of thousands of miles, the greatest marathon of all. And because it's on sand, you can see the footsteps, or if it's on snow, you can see the footsteps. So even if Paul is 1,000 miles ahead of me, I see his footsteps here. That's the best part of it. Okay, I'm not anywhere near him. He's miles and miles ahead of me. But I see his little footsteps here. And I can walk in them. Even though I may be 1,000 miles behind him. And Paul may be 100,000 miles behind Christ. But he sees Christ's footsteps and he walks. So it's not that we are so close to Paul, or Paul was so close to Christ. No. But can you see his footsteps? Which means the way Paul lived, or the way Christ lived. Even if we don't suffer as much as him or accomplish as much as him, it's easy to see his footsteps and walk as he walked. Please, my brothers and sisters, accept this challenge today that I want to follow in Paul's footsteps as he followed Christ.